In 1846, a pirate ship stalks a commercial ship until the pirates are close enough to attack. A man runs to ring the bell to warn his men, but the pirates shoot him. Captain Bodden draws his gun and tells his troops to burn the logbook after they hear the bell. Half of the pirates stay on deck to fight the men they discover there by shooting them or hurling them into the water. The other half walks downstairs to look for the rest of the crew, and Bodden doesn't hesitate to fight back, killing some of them in the process. Sadly, 2 pirates are able to catch him, and a third one knocks him out. Bodden wakes up to find that the pirates have taken his ship and what's left of his crew. Pirate Captain Connor wants to know how Bodden got a gold bar with his mark on it. Bodden doesn't say anything, but the pirates locate notes that show the merchant ship came from Cayman Brac. Ercell is frightened because her husband Bodden hasn't returned back 6 days later on Cayman Brac. She uses a spyglass to stare at the sea, but she doesn't see anything. Weston, Bodden's sister Elizabeth's secret boyfriend, comes to see her. He wants to run away with Elizabeth, but she doesn't. When Ercell gets home and opens the gate, the alarm goes off. The rope shakes some bottles, which wakes up Ercell's disabled son Isaac and lets Elizabeth know that someone is coming. Ercell senses smoke and runs to the kitchen, where she finds 2 pots on fire. After taking care of them, Ercell goes to see Isaac and helps him put on his leg braces. Isaac asks her if she's seen any ships and adds another mark to his record. This means he hasn't heard from his father in 59 days. Weston hurries to hide under the floor when Ercell goes to Elizabeth's chamber. Ercell yells at Elizabeth for ignoring the pots and putting ideas in Isaac's head, while Elizabeth only cries about being stuck on this sad island. Later, Ercell picks up some coconuts and bakes a cake for Isaac's birthday. She also tells her son that Bodden left him a gift in case he was late to the celebration. It's a nice knife, and a flashback indicates that Ercell used it to get away from some nasty folks with her people. On the shore, Weston is trying to make a deal with some creepy men. Elizabeth places a note on Isaac's nightstand saying farewell, and then leaves the house. The bottles shake again, waking Ercell, who runs straight to Elizabeth's room and finds it vacant. She glances out the window and sees a strange man roaming about the house. Ercell runs to lock the front door and pick up Isaac, ordering him to put on his leg braces as the bottles shake again and muttering are heard outside. Then she unlocks a door in the floor, takes out a rifle, and hides her son. The men hit the doors and walls and shout out Ercell's name. A hole opens up in the ceiling all of a sudden, and 2 men come down from above. Ercell knocks the first one down with a shot, but another one hits her from behind and knocks her down. When a guy starts kicking her, Ercell fights back, which makes the other man try to choke her. She bites his hand to get him to let go and tries to crawl away, but the guys follow her and keep striking her until she gives up. Then they lift her up and hit her skull on the table. Scout goes into the house and asks Ercell for money. She advises him to search behind the picture. Scout does what he says, but he becomes furious when he only discovers a can with a few coins in it. He throws the can at the wall and asks for gold, but Ercell says she doesn't have any. Ercell destroys a lamp and cuts a guy's face before running away while the henchmen are busy gathering up the currency. Sadly, the other man catches her again, so she spits on his face. He angrily throws her to the ground, and she murmurs to Isaac that she's all right before they pull her back. Scout gives her a gold bar with a certain mark on it and asks where the rest of it is, but she won't say. Scout urges his soldiers to smash her bones before they go. At the same time, Connor lands on the island, and the local custodian instructs him Wright wants to take care of himself. Connor buys time by talking about philosophy in a vague way while his pirates sail toward the island. Elizabeth looks for Weston nearby and screams when she finds him dead on the beach. Pastor Bradley tells the harbor master to blast a shell to alert everyone when he sees the pirates coming. Everyone in the area runs to the church to hide. The custodian advises Connor to prepare ready to battle and won't tell him where to find Ercell. The pirates shoot first and kill the man who is in control of the island's cannon. Connor knocks the custodian down with a headbutt. The henchman brought Ercell back inside and hung her from a ceiling with a rope around her neck. She put her fingers between her neck and the rope to keep it from choking her. Isaac speaks at that moment, and the men can finally see him under the floor. Ercell drops her act and tells them she can understand their language because she is desperate to save her baby. Then she quickly brings down the rope, knocking one of the males down in the process. Then Ercell battles both men at once, using anything she can get her hands on as a weapon and showing off her extraordinary fighting talents. She runs to retrieve her knife when she sees a chance. The henchman pulls on the rope to bring her back, but she cuts it to get away. Ercell uses her knife to halt the enemy's blade, and the fight goes on. When one of the men tries to get Isaac, Ercell kicks the table at him and breaks a chair over the other guy's head. Then she stands on top of the hatch to keep it safe. She stabs a man a few times as he gets closer, but then her other opponent throws her into the wall. Ercell takes her spyglass and stabs him, then cuts him a couple times with her dagger. The second man rushes after her, so Ercell cuts his leg and then stabs him in the head. The henchman is enraged that his brother died, so he jumps through the window at Ercell. She attempts to crawl away, but the guy smacks her with the spyglass. Ercell uses a shell to knock him down and then starts hitting him hard while asking for her spouse. Isaac can see everything from where he is hidden, and the man dies before he can answer. A lot of local men come after Connor on the beach, but he's a great fighter and kills them one by one with his sword or gun. A lot of people on the dock start shooting, so Connor hides behind a building and makes sure to shoot the new person in charge of the cannon. Then he sneaks around the cottages and fights the men one-on-one. The pirates on the boat shoot the other man first when he tries to get to the cannon. The custodian runs to the cannon, while Connor keeps killing folks all over the beach. He lights the fuse, but Connor shows there just in time to put it out. Elizabeth comes looking for help at that moment, but when she sees the pirates approach the shore, she hurriedly hides in a shack. When a man shoots from the shadows, the pirates shoot back right away, making him run away. The custodian tells them that the Royal Navy patrols these seas, so they will be here shortly. Connor wants to know where the distress signal is, and he says he'll shoot the church if he doesn't get an answer. The custodian informs him it's on top of the cliff at the far end of the island. Connor informs the folks in the chapel that they won't get in trouble as long as they stay inside. Then he shoots the custodian with the cannon to kill him. Scout shows in at that moment and tells Connor that they have caught Ercell. Ercell takes Isaac out of the house, and he sees the gold bar on the floor. They hear the shaking while they pack, so Ercell points her gun at the window, but it's only Bradley. Ercell then washes up and changes clothes, while Bradley tells her what occurred on the beach. There's a mark on Ercell's back that looks like the one on the gold. Bradley tells her that the pirates are looking for her, and that she is the only one who can stop them. He calls her captain. Ercell doesn't want to fight at first, but Isaac reads Elizabeth's letter and learns that she tried to leave with Weston. Ercell takes the knife back from the dead and gives it to Isaac. Then she gives Bradley her revolver. She orders them to wait behind the tree with the sign while she goes to save Elizabeth. At the same time, Elizabeth is fleeing through an open field and can hear the pirates racing close by. Ercell discreetly sneaks around and hides at the perfect time to avoid the men. Then she sneaks up on Elizabeth from behind and pulls her into the dense grass, covering her mouth. They hug, and then Ercell tries to chastise Elizabeth, but she feels sorry for her when she informs her that Weston is dead. The pirates reach Ercell's house and begin their search for the riches. Under the floor, they only locate the men's bodies. Quartermaster Lee sends men out to look for anything in the vicinity, while Connor looks at everything in the home. He looks at the toys, the ropes, and the marks on the ground, and decides that Ercell has a son who is impaired. Isaac's wheelchair gets trapped in a creek in the woods, so he has to walk the rest of the way. The indicated tree is close, thank goodness. Bradley pulls out his revolver when he hears a commotion, but it's just Elizabeth and Ercell. The four of them leave together, so when the pirates arrive there, all they discover is the wheelchair. Ercell pulls out a small boat that she had hidden under a tree a few miles away and makes Elizabeth and Isaac get on it first. They swiftly get to the other side of the creek as Elizabeth pulls the rope. Ercell follows them right away, but when it's Bradley's turn, the pirates are getting closer. Bradley chooses to stay behind to keep the family busy, so they leave without him. Connor quickly realizes that the pirates are Blackheart Bradley and surrounds him. Ercell encourages her family to keep moving while she climbs a tree to watch the men with her spyglass. Bradley spits to show he doesn't want to talk, so Connor shoots him. Then the pirates see Ercell in the tree and shoot at her, making her fall. Bradley shoots the man before he can kill her. Connor shoots Bradley again, killing him, while Ercell flees away. When the pirates get into the water to cross the creek, an alligator suddenly attacks them, and everyone freaks out. Half of the party runs to the other side, but the alligator still kills a couple of them, even capturing some of them as they try to climb out. Elizabeth and Isaac shelter under a tree as the pirates get closer. Ercell steps on a branch to grab the men's attention and then runs away to get them to pursue her. She sneaks up on a person, attacks him, and takes his gun before running away to hide again. When two pirates locate her, she fights them off with a rifle and a knife. A third man finds the kids under the tree, and Ercell hears Elizabeth cry. She battles both of her enemies with rage, killing one by hitting his head with her blade, and the other by kicking his head on a wood. Isaac runs out with a knife and is ready to fight, but Ercell jumps on the pirate first and kills him. Connor shoots the alligator in the face to scare it away when it tries to emerge out of the creek. Then he talks so loudly so the family can hear him. He calls Ercell Bloody Mary and says he would tell her history if she doesn't help him. Ercell's answer is to toss a pirate's head over the creek. Connor then makes a deal. He will give Bodden his gold if Bodden is alive aboard a ship. At evening, he'll wait for Ercell at her residence. Ercell tells me to take the deal. After that, Ercell takes her family to a secret cave and pulls on some ropes to show them a hiding place in the ground. Ercell informs Elizabeth that Connor used to work for the East India Trading Company as a colonizer because she wants to know why. When Ercell was a kid, Connor and his friends invaded the ship she was on. They slaughtered her parents and took her away, even giving her a tattoo to show that she belonged to them. Ercell became a pirate to stay alive because women are often assaulted on pirate ships. People called her Bloody Mary because she was so excellent at killing people. Bodden always knew about her background, and that's why she was able to start again. Ercell takes out a box full of gold that she stole from Connor and checks on her weapons collection. She is ready to fight. The pirates take Bodden to the house and show him the blood on the floor, which makes him fear his family is injured. Lee asks Connor whether he really wants the gold or if he's simply coming to get back at him. He doesn't want to lose any more soldiers over it. Connor says that killing Ercell will set him free. Isaac picks up a grenade in the cave without knowing it, and Ercell loses it and tells the kids to wait outside. Then she opens a chest and gets her previous armor and a lot of different weapons. She instructs Isaac and Elizabeth to get the sails ready to leave since she has a boat too. Elizabeth finds her reward poster after she leaves. The pirates are bothering Bodden at night, but Connor stops them to make fun of him with stories. He says that he and Ercell were both commanders and lovers, but Bodden doesn't believe him. At that point, Ercell climbs out of a well and sets up a grenade trap. After that, she kills a guard with her sword and then runs to get a rope from behind the house. She throws it over the roof to catch a guard and then pulls, leaving him hanging to die. Then she slips beneath the house and quickly takes down another pirate. Ercell sneaks into the house through the hatch and kills another man from behind. She then puts a kettle of boiling water on the floor to make the place smell bad. She kills one more guard and then goes into the bedroom, where she finally discovers Bodden. He says he's sorry for taking some gold and that he was attempting to get a doctor to treat Isaac. He also wants to know if Connor's story is genuine, and Ercell says it is, but she only did it to stay alive. The guards at the entryway whistle their code, but no one answers. They know Ercell must be around killing guys, so they start seeking for her. Ercell hears them approaching, but she can't unlock the chain that holds Bodden, so she puts a knife in his garments and offers to save him during the deal. They kiss and say kind things to each other before Ercell jumps out the window. The pirates encircle Ercell outside, but when they try to get closer, she sets off a grenade that blows up a man. Connor comes out and agrees to the deal, so Ercell takes the box of gold out of the well. Connor tells Ercell that he found her on a slave ship and saved her from a life of being a bad laborer, while Bodden is free. Bodden turns around and starts to fight Connor out of nowhere. Ercell keeps the other pirates away from the riches by setting off additional grenades or just shooting them. A sniper is trying to kill Bodden from a distance, but he dodges every shot and takes up a sword to keep fighting. Connor throws sand in his face to get his attention, but as they move, a grenade accidentally knocks them down. Lee gets to Ercell in the middle of the pandemonium and cuts her rope, which stops her from setting off the trap. Connor tries to attack Bodden, but Bodden stops the blade with his bare hand. Ercell easily beats Lee, but when she watches Connor take Bodden down, she gives up. Connor threatens to kill Bodden nonetheless, so Ercell tries to save him, but Lee shoots her in the leg to make her fall. Bodden is stabbed in the chest, and Ercell talks to him to keep him awake, but he dies regardless. Ercell is very angry and gets her sword back, but Connor takes it away from her right away. Ercell wants to know why he can't just take the gold, so Connor tells her that the gold is for his team and that he is there to get her bounty. After that, Ercell picks up a torch and sets fire to the rope that holds the gold chest. Connor swiftly steps back, and Ercell falls down the well just as the bomb placed under the gold goes off. The well falls apart, but Ercell hides in a secret passage. Elizabeth is reading an old logbook in the cave. Bodden used to work at the docks, and he met Ercell when she came to the island after escaping from Connor with the riches. Elizabeth doesn't know what the symbols that spell Ercell's real name mean. When Ercell gets back to the cave, she falls down right away. Lee is angry at the house since one of the dead pirates was his son and the riches blew up. He blames it all on Connor's obsession with Ercell. He tells the crew to follow him and tries to depart, saying that this mission is ended. Connor yells out his mutiny and shoots him twice, killing him. Then he shows the other pirates a letter from 3 empires that says the guy who catches Ercell will be free for life. Connor talks about freedom, and everyone is thrilled to aid him with the goal. Scout finds a secret entrance in the well while they are burning down the home. Back to Ercell, she drinks to numb the agony while Elizabeth bandages her wounds. Then, Ercell tells them the dreadful news about Bodden and closes her wounds with candle wax. Elizabeth wants to know if the bad things in the journal are genuine, and Ercell says they are. Elizabeth, on the other hand, tells her that she has changed and convinces her to keep fighting. The kids offer to help, so they all set up a bunch of traps. Ercell hides her family in the boat room after they're done. The pirates go into the cave and notice a hatch on the floor. They turn a winch to try to unlock it, but this sets off a gun that kills a man. They unlock the hatch by hand and find Ercell hidden nearby. They then start shooting, which starts a gunfight. Half of the group, on the other hand, moves forward and discovers the door. Elizabeth then lights some explosives to keep the invaders out. Ercell has a lot of guns ready to go, so she keeps shooting pirates one by one as they reload. She also shoots a lamp, which catches fire as it falls. Connor starts shooting many times in a sequence, making Ercell hide. Elizabeth checks the door when explosions are over, and Scout reaches through a hole to grab her neck. She sees that he is wearing Weston's jewelry as she stares at him. Isaac stabs Scout in the arm, which makes him drop his ant. Scout sees Elizabeth's similar jewelry after she sends Isaac to the boat. Elizabeth pulls a rope to set off a crossbow that launches an arrow at Scout and sticks him to the wall when he knocks her down. Before she leaves, Elizabeth grabs Weston's necklace. The pirates keep seeking for Ercell in the tunnels, but she is careful and kills them one by one in the dark. She even makes them shoot each other sometimes. Connor chases the ruckus, and in the middle of the chaos, he shoots one of his own guys. Ercell goes to hide behind a boulder because Connor is the last one remaining. Connor tells her he wants to fight one final time, and then leaves the cave. Isaac and Elizabeth get the boat ready on the beach. They are shocked to discover that the signal is lit when they look up. Connor did it because he wants to provide Ercell to the Navy. They start battling with their knives when Ercell comes out of the cave. They hit each other a few times, and Ercell almost falls off the edge, but she gets back up and they hit each other a few more times. Then Ercell stabs Connor in the chest, but he headbutts her and stabs her leg. Then he hits her and tells her to give up, since he needs her alive to earn the reward. Ercell says no and gets pushed down. She then throws sand in Connor's eyes. Next, she avoids his strike, which makes him stab the fire instead. Connor throws some burning logs at Ercell, who uses them as weapons. Sadly, Connor beats her again and urges her to give up, but Ercell tells him to kill her instead. Elizabeth shows up behind Connor and starts shooting just as he's ready to kill her. Ercell takes advantage of the diversion to attack again and knife Connor, killing him. Elizabeth runs to rescue Ercell, who tells her that her name is Miriam. Isaac finds some gold bars that are hidden on the yacht. When they see the Navy coming in the distance, the folks in the chapel eventually come out. Please like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can see more videos like this. Thanks for watching.